Alrighty, folks, we're back. First new album review of the year. And that's going to be Bullet with Kickstarter. So these guys have been around, formed in 2001 in Sweden. They got one EP out. They have two splits out. One's with Enforcer. The other one's got a couple bands on it. Pretty good little packaging here from Steamhammer Records. And this is their 7th full-length album. First one in 8 years though. Last one was in 2018. Dust to Gold. Hofer on vocals. Hampus Klang on lead guitar. Band shot. Like they've found Motorhead's wardrobe. Gustav Hector on bass. Gustav Hjortsjö on guitar. Sorry, Gustav number 2. I know I butchered that name. Did I skip over the drummer's picture? There's 5 guys in the photo. I skipped over Freddie Johansson. Guitar. Gustav Hector on bass. Oh. Gustav number 2's on drums. I know I skipped over somebody though. Alrighty. See if I can get that back in there. And we got this over here. Imagine this is a little poster. A little crinkled on that side there. Forgetting that I'm filming. Sorry, I'm drifting off over here. I'm getting distracted by Paul's ramblings. Alright, so let's get this back in here so we can move on. Like I said, a pretty good little package. Pretty nice packaging here from Steamhammer. Like I said, 7th album from Bullet. Out of Sweden. Album kicks off with the title track, Kickstarter. I mean, if you're going to name your album Kickstarter, you might as well kick off the album with the title track. Hard driving beat, instant Udo vibes coming through on vocals. Hence the Chris Boltendahl on this track. Definite AC/DC accept riffage going on with this one. Very 80s heavy metal hard rock feel to the album. Caught in the Action is your next one. Bon Scott era powerage riffs going on here. Keeping that 80s vibe going with some gang chorus. Open Fire is your next track. Vocals definitely leading into a more Chris Boltendahl direction here. And for most of the album, I would say. He's kind of Chris Boltendahl with hints of Udo. Definite Crocus feel on this track. Some good guitar harmonies also on this track. Keep Rolling is your next one. This one's a more mid-pace number, more of a Brian Johnson AC/DC feel to it. but definitely more later AC/DC, like 2000s and on AC/DC. Cool Angus inspired guitar solo. He doesn't mimic Angus so much on the album, but you can tell that Angus is definitely a inspiration. Hit the Road is your next track. We got a theme going here. Kickstarter. Keep rolling. Hit the Road. Another Crocus inspired tune here. Gang chorus is back. Finally get the guitarist is finally getting to cut loose on a solo on this one. There are some minor guitar solos going on, but so far he hadn't really got to cut loose yet. Most of the songs so far are really short. The whole album, there's 11 tracks on the album. I think it comes in just under 40 minutes. There's one track that's 4 minutes long. The closing track's 4.5 minutes long, and everything else is like 3.5 and less. With a couple of tracks even coming in under 3 minutes. Avenger is your next one. Straight ahead rocker, some tasty guitar licks and soloing in this one. Chained by Metal, bringing the pedal to the metal. Churning riffs, gang chants, excellent guitar solo trade-offs in this one. I think that's the first time that they've traded guitar solos off on the album. We had some harmonies and some minor soloing, but you get some good trade-off solos in this track. Spitfire's your next one. More later era AC/DC feel on the riffs in this one. More of a mid-tempo track. Smooth guitar solo on this one. Then we're back to our Road Warrior theme with Full Throttle. The Udo-tinged vocals creeping back into this one. The drums have maintained this feel rud steadiness throughout the entire album. I mean, just right in the pocket. He cuts loose a little bit on this track. And you get another Crocus-inspired tune with the Strike at Night. Straight ahead rocker, good beat, good, gets a good head nod going. You get some nice guitar harmonies in this track as well. And then your final track is called Night Falls Down. Straight AC/DC worship. As soon as the track kicks in, immediately I went to Rock and Roll Train. The vocals, the drums, the riffs, straight up AC/DC worship. There's even hints of Hell's Bells thrown in on this track. Channeling is in there, Angus Young for the guitar solo again. There's some guitar harmonies in this track, which is the only thing that pulls it away from being a straight up AC/DC worship tune. So I'm going to give this one a solid 8 out of 10. I mean, if you like 80s AC/DC except Crocus, you'll like this one. I mean, this is just straight up 80s inspired hard rock, heavy metal, no frills. And, you know, sometimes you just want to rock out with your cock out, preferably indoors. That can be frowned upon in public. Or maybe if you want to ride around in your car with the Kickstarter and all of its road racing themes on here. Good cruising album. So yeah, I definitely will pick up more from these guys. I've heard about them. I've seen the logo. But only heard of them in passing. And then a while back, maybe it was Greg the Egg from Blackmore Rules brought up Bullet. And then not too long ago, a month or so ago, well, it's been longer than that, he had a Bullet album that he was playing on his channel, and I finally heard something for Bullet, and I was like, yeah, that sounds pretty good. I'm gonna go check these guys out. So yeah, they're really good. I mean, like I said, just straight ahead rock and roll. So if I come across any of their other albums, it took them 8 years to get this one, so I'm not going to hold my breath for a new one anytime soon. So, but if I come across any of their other stuff, I'll definitely pick it up. Bullet, Kickstarter, 8 out of 10. You guys have a good one.